Hi everyone, and good morning from Branson, Missouri, where today I'm at a theme park I absolutely love, Silver Dollar City. Fantastic park, rides, food, shows, roller coasters. I'm really excited. I haven't been here in a couple years. I go by the legend, joined by my wonderful girlfriend Molly, and in this video we're just going to show you everything Silver Dollar City has to offer. The theme of Silver Dollar City, well, it takes you back in time to the year 1884. Gonna kick off the tour of Silver Dollar City by talking about the park's various rides and roller coasters. Starting here with what I feel like is the most picturesque roller coaster in the park, and that is Wildfire, which is a big looping roller coaster. Wildfire is really kind of off on its own here in the side of the park. And what that does is just give you some crazy views from the ride, looking out over the Ozark Mountains and the lakes. A couple of patches on this ride do get a little bit on the rough side though. New for 2024, and one of the main reasons I wanted to come to Silver Dollar City on this trip is Fire in the Hole. Now, if you've been to Silver Dollar City before, Fire in the Hole was a ride that operated for about 50 years, and in the dark roller coaster, but mostly more of a dark ride. Past kind of tells you the story of Branson and the ball number setting the town on fire. It also has one of the coolest signs I've seen for any attraction.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. So they spent like $30 million to build a whole new version of Fire in the Hole to last for another 50 years. And I really liked it. I will say it's not incredible, it's not amazing. Like if you go on like a brand new ride like Walt Disney World. Yeah. With all these crazy animatronics and stuff like that. That is not what you're getting here. It's gonna be very similar to what it was before.
Just a little bit more update.
Yeah, some of the big updates you'll find it's in the audio. There's onboard audio. It's way clearer to hear. The character design is better. The lighting is better. Mm-hmm. You're still not going to get a lot of animatronics and things like that, but you are going to get some really good sets and scenes, and it's a home run. It's probably my favorite ride in the park, either this or Outlaw Run or Time Traveler, I don't know. But it's definitely, I would say, the most unique ride here at Silver Dollar City. Powder Keg is Silver Dollar City's family-friendly launched roller coaster. One of my favorite parts about this one is the views you get from on the ride. Yeah. You're kind of on the very edge of the park, and especially in your front row, you go through the launch, and you go over this big hill, and that view you get of the mountains and the lakes in the distance is really, really great. I like this ride quite a bit. There's also got a cool like launch sequence where if you're watching the ride from the exterior, like special effects go off as the train launches. The ride also has an interesting history where it opened as an attraction called Buzzsaw Falls, which was a half log flume, half roller coaster. That only lasted a few years, and then they actually took part of the track to make Powder Keg. So if you're on Powder Keg and you see the tracks one way at the beginning and then a different way later on, that's because that's a remnant of the old Buzzsaw Falls ride. Also in the Q building, they have a big old raft from the Buzzsaw Falls attraction. Well, I guess we better listen to this sign. For me, absolutely the wildest ride at Silver Dollar City. It's all the way in the back left corner, off on its own. That is Outlaw Run. It is a big, giant wooden roller coaster. It's built by Rocky Mountain Construction, so it does all sorts of crazy maneuvers. It goes upside down twice or three times, depending on if you count that one. Crazy airtime. It's intense. It's in the woods. I love this ride.
It's definitely the most intense ride here. Oh,
big time intense ride. Also, if you're a person of a little bit larger girth, it's one of the tightest seatbelts I've seen on any roller coaster.
Yes.
Time Traveler might be the park's most unique roller coaster. It is a launched, spinning roller coaster. Multiple launches, you flip upside down a whole bunch of times. When you come out of the station, you're already really high up, so you drop straight down. It is a wild ride, it's a smooth ride. It's a very, very repeatable ride because depending on like who you're sitting with is which direction you're gonna be in, how much you're gonna spin or not spin. And this one I like to ride a couple of different times to hit some of the different elements on the roller coaster in a different position. Going here is Thunderation, which is the park's mine train style roller coaster. Now I like this one because it is built into the hillside of Silver Dollar City. You actually start at one of the highest points of the ride, so the whole first section is all downhill fun thrills. It is one of the older roller coasters in the park, and with that, it does, I wouldn't say rough, but a little bit janky. You know, older roller coasters do tend to have that feel to them, and this one is no exception. This water ride here is Tom and Huck's River Blast. It is an interactive ride, so I'm filming this now so I don't get soaked with the camera. You ride over there, you get a water gun, and you get to shoot targets as you go along. That'll do some stuff. There's also guests on the shore that could shoot you. You could shoot the guest. It gets very, very hot here in the Ozark Mountains. I think today it's going to be in the mid-90s, so it is important to have rides like this. Flooded Mine is the park's boat ride. It's an interactive ride where guests get a blaster as you go through a flooded mine that is filled with prisoners. Honestly, I'm really not sure what's going on here story-wise. It is a classic ride, very old school, but there's still effects that happen.
Yeah.
And some like big water effects too.
The gun's not that great.
No, the guns could probably use some updating, but I do like this ride. It's also
unique.
It's a gentle ride. Anybody can ride it. If you're, 2 years old or 82, that's a ride you can go on. And yeah, I'm a big fan of dark rides, and this is, there's nothing else like the Flooded Mine.
No.
Another classic attraction is the park's log flume ride, the American Plunge. Pretty good sized wave on this one. I do believe this is one of those rides that have been in the park for quite some time. An institution at Silver Dollar City is the Frisco Silver Dollar Steam Line train ride. Now this is a train ride. It starts right in the middle of the park over by the Flooded Mine attraction and takes guests on a tour throughout most of Silver Dollar City. My favorite part of the steam train, it actually goes out into the woods into the Branson area, and once you're in the woods, well, there you get your train gets robbed. Yes, there's a comedic scene where the train stops and a couple guys come by and you have a humorous stick-up attempt on the train, and that is a lot of fun. Don't miss the train if you're going to Silver Dollar City. And the train is about a 20-minute ride. Swinging high above Silver Dollar City there is the giant barn swing. Definitely think it's the best flat ride here at Silver Dollar City. Thanks, train. The train does make a lot of noise when it goes around the park. Really fun, big swing ride. Love these things. Right now we're looking at Mystic River Falls. Well, a non-operating Mystic River Falls. Unfortunately, this ride's been closed for pretty much the entire day of our visit.
Yep.
It was down for like 5 or 6 hours, just opened back up. I think it ran for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to place in some footage from an old visit to the park. But this is one of the newest rides here. I believe it opened in 2020. It's a very modern river rapids ride. Normally it's the most popular ride in the entire park.
Well, it's so hot too.
Yeah.
And it's a fun ride.
It really is. It's kind of a ride in 3 parts. The first part is your more traditional river rapids experience. So if you've been on one before, there's waves and canyons and waterfalls. Then things get a little bit weird because there is a giant elevator lift tower that spins. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the reason it breaks so much.
Probably.
It's an ingenious mechanism. It looks so cool. And then you get to probably the funnest part of the ride. You're in what's kind of like a big water slide trough way up in the air. And then, of course, a big drop into a lake with a big old splash. Very fun ride. I wish it was working, especially today when it's 1,000 degrees. This one being closed probably is disappointing a lot of people. Right by the train, you will find a kind of an old-timey carousel. Very small, rather slow carousel, definitely for the little ones.
It has horses and bears.
I thought I saw like one donkey. Maybe I'm losing my mind in the heat, but I thought I saw one donkey.
And that one right there?
It's a gray horse, donkey. They're pretty similar. There is a series of tree houses, and I think some neck climb stuff for the kids. In the back left corner of Silver Dollar City, you got some intense rides like Outlaw Run and the Giant Barn Swing. In between those two is this thing here, the High Lows, which is kind of a fun kids ride where you get to pull yourself up. I mean, I say kids ride and I've been on it and had a lot of fun, but these are neat. The Fireman's Landing area is home to a lot of more family-friendly rides, like the Fire Spotter Balloons. This Dalmatian hop-around ride might be the cutest ride in the entire park.
Yeah, that's pretty adorable.
That ride is Firefall, a smaller shot tower ride. They were a lot of fun though, because you get kind of shot up into the air, you get some really fun airtime. Love how this one is built into a building. Now, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I believe this came from Celebration City, a different smaller amusement park that Silver Dollar City owned in like downtown Branson. It didn't last very long. I think that's where this ride came from. Going around there is the Fire Wagon Frenzy. A name for a ride that sounds wild, but it's really just a gentle kids ride. But a pretty looking kids ride. That's a good looking ride. In the Fireman's Landing area, there's a big ball pit with like Nerf balls and guns, and it's pretty wild. Also, it is air conditioned in here. A little kids swing ride. And then I like that there's a smaller drop tower for the kids. In the same area, there's a more adult drop tower. Right next to the main town square area, you will find Grandfather's Mansion, which is kind of like an old-timey crooked house attraction. It's the room tilts from side to side. It's kind of disoriented. Do not look.
What? There was an actual logo on it.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
No, I can't believe it.
Yep, someone's in the bathtub, upside down. Part of it is a very, very tilted room. You see everyone struggling to stand up. By far the most unique attraction at Silver Dollar City is the Marvel Cave. It's actually how the park started. It just started as like cave tours, and it's amazing. If you do it, it's really, really cool. It is included with your cost again. Unfortunately, it is not the easiest thing to plan for. The tours leave every half an hour, and it's limited to only 45 guests per tour. So if you want to see this, generally you'll have to be waiting quite a bit.
We were very close.
Yeah, we were like 5 people away.
Yeah,
but
we
that's
showed up about 20 minutes early, maybe 15 minutes early.
Yeah.
We were 3 people away.
I've done it before. It's spectacular, but it is a good chunk of your day because I believe the experience is about an hour long. Currently in the back right corner of the park, going to take a little walk through the Grand Exposition area, which I would say is probably my least favorite section of Silver Dollar City. It's all kind of off-the-shelf flat rides, and Silver Dollar City, when you're walking around, it's like this amazing, super unique park. And over here, well, it's a lot more like any theme park you would find, like a Six Flags or Cedar Fair, now the same thing. You do have the swing ride, the Dizzy Disc. I will say, for a very family-friendly park that Silver Dollar City is, there are not a ton of rides for the little ones.
Yeah.
And you do get that in this section of the park. So if you have little ones, you might be spending some time over here. Especially in this corner, there is like 3 different insect or little animal themed rides. So you got these flying bugs, you got frogs and ladybugs. Grand Exposition is home to the park's kids roller coaster.
Can adults go without kids?
They can indeed.
There you go.
You're also going to get some very classic rides here that you're seeing in many theme parks. So right in front of us is the classic teacup ride.
Which my nieces love.
They would. You see, I could see them really enjoying this corner of the park.
Yeah.
It's also home to your Dumbo style ride. Little pirate ships that go around in a circle. And the final ride in this section is the Mighty Galleon, which is a kind of a gentle swinging ship ride. Up next is a must-do for every visit for Silver Dollar City for me, and that is going and seeing the Saloon Show.
Down, everything is in full swing when you hear somebody down. It is long. This joint is jumping. It's really jumping. Jumping, shaking, rocking. This joint is jumping. The page is stomping.
On this class. And you know what they say in the theater?
Yeah, what do they say?
They say, chop your legs off!
No, I think it's break. Leg.
The biggest indoor show venue, I believe, at Silver Dollar City is the Opera House. And now the shows do change seasonally at Silver Dollar City. Right now in the Opera House, something I think I'm going to enjoy, a stunt dog experience.
Unfortunately, he's got 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There he goes, looking for those visuals. Keep those shoes going, red team. He's going around up now. Will he beat that time? He's got a long line of rainmakers. Is that so?
One thing I find neat about Silver Dollar City is the parks map. You're given this Pathfinder when you come in, which is a full newspaper that tells you all about the park, food, dining, the show times are all in there for the various shows at Silver Dollar City, and the map is on the back. There's also going to be times for any of the artisans in there as well. So lots of information in the Pathfinder. One thing Silver Dollar City does very, very, very well is their various festivals and events. Starts out with a couple of them in the spring. Right now we're here during summer celebration. The big deal with that is late night hours and fireworks. Harvest Festival is their big fall pumpkin festival.
Good food.
Yes, and the Old Timey Christmas is a ridiculously good. Out of every theme park Christmas event I've been to in the country, this one is by far my favorite.
Absolutely.
Giant shows, millions of lights. It is a really, really, if you have to pick one time to come to Silver Dollar City, I would definitely say Christmas, especially that if you can pull like maybe the first weekend of their Christmas event, because then there's going to be a better chance all the rides will be operating. Now, if you're curious what happened to the old fire in the whole building, as of this recording, which is in the middle of July, it is still there. I'm assuming this will probably be the old building being knocked down for future expansion. Also, it would open up that pathway over towards Outlaw Run. There are a lot of great parts about Silver Dollar City. One that is definitely not great, the hill going from the saloon towards the front of the park. It is pretty steep. Silver Dollar City does have its own app, but I really wouldn't trust the wait times on it. It said like the Firefall, which is the drop tower I'm currently in line for, is 45 minutes, and there's no wait whatsoever. It's a 0-minute wait, so I'm not sure how accurate the wait times are on this thing. Silver Dollar City, it doesn't really have the easiest layout, so a lot of times you'll be walking on the pathways and there'll be these big chalk carvings saying, or chalk writings that'll tell you what rides
In what direction?
are in which directions.
That's really cool.
It helps too. Worth noting here in the Midtown area is kind of the heart and soul of Silver Dollar City's Christmas event. Very reminiscent of the old Osborne lights that used to be at Disney World, and it is absolutely
Amazing.
stunning.
I want to go back.
One thing Silver Dollar City is famous for is their food. They have different festivals throughout the year. As part of their summer festival, they offer a tasting passport where you get 5 different food items for $35.
There's a lot to choose from.
There is. We started with bourbon grilled chicken kettle chips. One of the most famous places to eat here at Silver Dollar City is getting some food out of a big old skillet. We're at the Lumber Camp Falls skillets. Now, it's going to be a difficult decision. Do we want a sausage medley skillet or a campfire skillet?
I vote sausage.
Molly's voting sausage, so I think that's what we're going to go with. And oh my goodness, look at all that food. This could be trouble. The Silver Dollar City Bakery, right by the front of the park. It smells amazing in here. You do have freshly baked breads. And then, oh man, cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls, amazing.
Yeah, the apple turnover. Look at the size of that cookie. Oh man. Look at all the whoopie pies. I might have to get that one with the chocolate chips. Sampling lanyard number 3 was the one I was looking forward to the most. Sticky pork belly hibachi style in one of the big skillets. Well, I would say the portion size on this one not quite as big. Up next, punch number 4, bratwurst on a pretzel bun. I normally start with sauerkraut. I'm not a sauerkraut guy, so we opted for none. Finishing up the tasting lanyard, got an order of ribs from the smokehouse. Kind of a weird cut, but it seems pretty heavy. I think there's a lot of meat on there. And they got a variety of barbecue sauces, so I got an original, a root beer barbecue sauce, and a spicy.
Root beer.
We did a good job. We finished our tasting lanyard.
We did.
But I think there's room for dessert, right, Molly?
There's always room for cinnamon bread.
Yep, let's go get some cinnamon bread. You walk in and the smell just hits you. It is amazing. One thing I love about Silver Dollar City and their cinnamon bread, you can get specialty cinnamon bread. You can get the regular for $10 or for $11.50. Apple pie, peach cobbler, or chocolate caramel. And there it is, our glorious apple pie cinnamon bread. It's a big portion. Like, I'm going to be very, very full after this. And one thing, there's indoor air-conditioned seating in here. I think it's like the only quick food establishment at Silver Dollar City that has climate-controlled seating, which is very important. It's been 1,000,000 degrees today, and there's been, except if you're going to a show or a store, there's like no escape from the heat.
Yeah.
Here at Silver Dollar City, they have lots of craftsmen doing their trades. I'm going to show off some of them in the next video here. Some of the many shops that you can buy all this fun stuff at. Starting here with the glass bow. Then, of course, you can buy a lot of the things that they are working on. I like the seasonal stuff. The snowmen's are awesome.
The
Pumpkins are really, really great. With Fire in the Hole being the big new ride this year, there's all sorts of souvenirs all around the park, even at the glass bows. Here you can see these blacksmiths at work. The bent spoon? Inside is a lot of necklaces and jewelry items that are made out of old kitchen equipment.
Like a hook out of a spoon.
Yeah, or like a snail made out of a spoon.
Or like the rings.
Yours is way over. Yours is probably like
Over by Powder Keg, there's a shop that sells signs and different things. I think the hand saws might be my favorite. Those are really neat. Unfortunately, nobody working at the moment, but this is, I believe, a woodworker shop. Now the times, just like for the shows, for any of the craftsmen, are in the map or newspaper. It's really more of a newspaper. Another woodworking shop here. Looks like the big deal here is you get a personalized baseball bat. You like the ones with the Silver Dollar City logo on them. Gotta say, there's not too many theme parks where you can buy handcrafted furniture. Yep, and it's a furniture store, just kind of like an IKEA, but it's all handcrafted. Probably some of the most expensive money you could spend at Silver Dollar City, like a recliner for $1,500. Also want to throw out there, it is 1,000 degrees out today, and this would be a very good place to cool off. The air conditioning is wonderful. Really impressive stuff here at the Wood Carver. Look at the Santas. I'm guessing this owl is something he's currently working on. Oh man, look at the city in the tree stump. Really, really cool. I will say a couple things that I do like is that on all the shops, they'll have signs out front telling you what time the stores will close, and they do offer package pickup as well. I love the woodworking store. These guys are sold, but those are some characters, the bald numbers from the Fire in the Hole ride.
Hi, welcome in.
Look at all the little bears. More incredible stuff here. There's wooden replicas of some of the most famous buildings. So you got the Cinnamon Bread Shop, the new Fire in the Hole, the train depot. Big sign here at the knife shop that all knives, swords, or tomahawks must be used for package pickup. That is neat.
Once it gets up there at 4 o'clock, anytime after that.
There's a soap store. Making all sorts of soap.
Is there anything special about saddle?
Leather store. Molly, you could have used this a couple days ago. You did not bring a belt on this road trip.
I know, I forgot about it.
Fire in the
But I'll
Hole
definitely
leather
test it.
journal.
And stop back.
This really is one of the most charming theme parks out there. Look at the apple butter store. There are all sorts of Silver Dollar City jams and preserves and salsa. Got some different mixes as well. That's the stuff that always gets me when I go to the fairs. The taffy shop smells incredibly wonderful. And they even have some free samples. And the whole process of making it.
Alright, that happens to be a lot easier for me to kind of stretch out and everything. So we're gonna let that roll for a second while I get my bucket ready.
They do say which flavors they're making at different times. And there is a big pottery store. I love the little ghost they have for Halloween.
Yeah, that's
Came into the pottery shop. You can see the magic happening. She is making the adorable Halloween ghosts.
Baby boos.
They're so cool. And then this next segment, I'm going to do something a little bit different. There's so many small parts to Silver Dollar City that are just wonderful scenic things to take a picture of or walk past.
It's gorgeous.
And that's what this next segment's going to be, just some very pretty parts of the park. Over sort of by Wildfire, Powder Keg, and the Log Flume, there's a big waterfall and lake. Really cool to see in the Homestead Ridge section of the park, they have dogwood trees. These dogwood trees stand in honor of those few employees that have been working at the park for 50 years. There's some goats.
Yeah. That one is better.
Gotta say, this donkey is doing exactly what I would do. Hanging out right in front of the giant fan. You never know what you might find in the stores at Silver Dollar City. This, they sold like, kind of like Disney knockoff princess dresses. I guess they saw how much money that makes at Disney World. I'm not sure it fits in with the Silver Dollar City theme, but I could see little girls really liking it. For roller coaster gift shops, there's a bunch of stuff you expect to see. Maybe a coffee mug, shirts, hats. I was not expecting to see Silver Dollar City Outlaw Run boxer shorts.
Those are quite some boxer shorts.
And it's also like families and kids, like in your private area. That's a weird choice for boxer shorts. See what's for sale here in the Lake Silver Trading Company. And you can buy some expensive stuff here. Like if you want to buy this lamp with 2 little black bears on it, $375.
I like these squirrels or chipmunks holding this.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah.
There's just too light outside, so it's kind of hard to see. Let me bring it into the better angle there. There's the cuteness. It's pretty cute. Good to see that a bag of chips is more reasonably priced. I believe we saw like SeaWorld Orlando, a bag of chips for like $6 or $7.
$6.85. I was so mad.
There's also a selection of very fancy sandals. This might be good if you go on Mystic River Falls and you get soaked. Another one of their little shops is a magic shop. Right next to Powder Keg, there's the Smokehouse Jerky Company. Buffalo jerky, camel jerky, gator, kangaroo, pheasant, all sorts of stuff. And you can buy variety packs. And of course, Silver Dollar City has to have an old-timey photo location. If you don't want to take a photo here, there's probably 20 of them in Branson somewhere. Yeah. There is an Ozark honey stand. All sorts of fun flavored honeys. Makes sense, you gotta have a store that's all sort of Western stuff. Cowboy hats, all sorts of things. Man, I love the snow globes for Time Traveler with the little ride vehicle. $30 too, so it's not too overpriced. That's a cool souvenir. There's a big Christmas shop. And here is that Christmas shop. One thing I'm always a little disappointed about is that there's not a whole lot of like Silver Dollar City Christmas ornaments. It's more like Christmas stuff you could find in kind of any Christmas store. There's a Build-A-Bear style shop. I think my favorite is that you can buy your animal a Silver Dollar City shirt. In this building here, you can make a wax mold of your own hand. Like many theme parks, for a couple of bucks, 15 bucks, you could pan for jewels and gold. Fun for the kids. Makes a whole lot of sense to have here at Silver Dollar City. You can really buy anything here at Silver Dollar City. Even in the dockside area, there's a Pearl Shack. You can't have a theme park without a toy store. And this one, they have a whole bunch of plushes you could buy of Lucky, who is their mascot in the Fireman's Landing section of Silver Dollar City. With Fire in the Hole being new, they've got a whole bunch of merchandise. A lot of it for Red Flanders, the gentleman whose pants got stolen. But they do have a fair amount of hats with the bald knobbers on it. My favorite piece of merchandise, I think the one I'm going to buy, is this right here. There's a snow globe as the train goes by.
That is a very merchandise.
Yeah, it is 3 characters from the ride. They're all tied up.
Oh, you could buy like the bookmark with the
the
mural.
classic mural on it. There's a different snow globe as well, a little bigger. Some of the shirts with the characters.
I do like that one.
Red Flanders pants. It's very niche though. That is very, very niche.
That is very niche.
They also have a couple other ones in some of the other shops, but very cool. The bottle popper might be my favorite piece of merchandise. It's Red Flanders overalls with the quote on it.
We so do appreciate his contribution.
Yep, there's a shooting gallery with an animatronic bear.
That is awesome that he talks.
Yep, you want to play shooting gallery? It is $3. There's of course a general store. He just sells all sorts of stuff you might find in a general store. I like that there's both moon pies and sock monkeys. Actually, it's a moon pie sock monkey. Can't go into every single shop, but there is another, I believe it's a bakery kind of thing, and a candle store. As part of their summer festival, they do have a concert series. Not a whole lot on there I'm personally familiar with. I know Lone Star.
We've seen them.
Is that Universal or SeaWorld or something?
No. Where was it? I don't remember.
Oh, maybe Texas State Fair?
Yes, that's where it was.
Ah, all right. Well, tonight is something called the Mixtapes. We'll go check it out. So they're just playing 90s music. And, yep, this is the first for me. On the day we were visiting Silver Dollar City during the summer celebration, the day ended with a big fireworks show in the amphitheater. And there we go. That'll do it for Silver Dollar City. A theme park I absolutely love. A theme park I cannot get back to go see again and again and again. A little bit of information about the park. Normal admission does cost $89. Be sure to check their website as they do run sales on occasion. So it is a little bit more of an expensive theme park, but I think it is one that's definitely worth the money. There is so much to see and do, from all of the craftsmen doing the stuff, to the shows, to the rides, the roller coasters. It is a wonderful, wonderful day. If you have any questions about Silver Dollar City, let me know in the comment section below, and thank you very much for watching this video.